Creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Collision. We started off with Darby Allin going against Johnny TV. Darby Allin has his little open challenge thing going on at Wrestle Dream next Saturday, so he's just looking for a little warm up. This was a really great opening match. However, Darby, I really like Darby. I really do. And I know a lot of people like Darby, but for me, I feel like his move set, because he's such a small guy, some of the things that he's doing, I just feel like they really have his opponents making him look good by selling these things that they shouldn't be selling at all. While I thought this was a strong opening match, I was hoping, well, I would have loved to see Johnny TV take the win, but we already know that that wasn't going to happen. So we do end up getting Darby taking the win with a coffin drop. And I'm going to say this. I know Darby has another finisher that I just can't remember what the name is of that other finisher, but he mainly uses a coffin drop. Wrestlers, I think it's really important, especially a wrestler like Darby Allin, for you to be 125 pounds soaking wet, and you doing a coffin drop on somebody who's 2 times, 3 times bigger than you, and they're supposed to even remotely fall to the ground or just even move, is insane to me. I feel like he needs to have another finisher that is believable. A coffin drop on most of those wrestlers doesn't even make sense. So for me, I hated how he ends up just throwing himself onto Johnny with this coffin drop, and Darby, hitting that finisher on him, and Johnny moving as if some big ass boulder just fell on him, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Still, other than that, a strong match. Now, Darby gets on the mic, and then he goes on to say, "Oh, I have my little open challenge. I set it on Dynamite, and nobody stepped up. If you want to make a name for yourself, you should come out now." And then he goes on to say, "Oh, all y'all motherfuckers back there, and nobody's gonna come and take my challenge." I'm like, Darby, nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. Then Darby is making his way to the back, and he turns around and look at the audience one more time, and then boom, he get pretty much flinged across the whole motherfucking ramp, and it turns out to be Brody King. Brody King beat the shit out of him, and then that's who it is. It's Brody King. Now Brody King and Darby Allin has been fighting since God knows how long. And honestly, I understand that they have their little beef or whatever, but I think people were, number one, the biggest rumor was, oh, Darby Allin versus Bobby Lashley. Personally, I wouldn't have wanted to see that. However, I do feel like it would have been cool to see him going against someone who would have either a debut or someone who was returning. Like Ricky Starks, he ain't doing nothing. Powerhouse Hobbs ain't doing nothing. And a couple of other folks that we have not seen for quite some time. I think that would have been cool if that would have been the case. But unfortunately, that's not what we're getting here. And, Darby Allin versus Brody. Now, I'm happy to see Brody doing some singles action. But honestly, I'm a little underwhelmed about this open challenge. After this, we do have the Outrunners with FTR getting into shenanigans at the gym. Pretty much, the Outrunners are making FTR another version of them. They're like, hey, you want to hang out with us? You want to be young and popular like us? Then you should do things that we would do. They're working out. They're tanning. They're doing the typical things that the Outrunners do. Even having Dax bleach his fucking mustache, which was insane. These guys are so much fun. I absolutely love the Outrunners. I've been telling y'all about the Outrunners for so long, and now everybody and their mama is loving the Outrunners right now. And honestly, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that. Now, Outrunners up next versus the Grizzled Young Veterans in a really great tag team match. I understand the Outrunners, they make you laugh and they're doing all these crazy things, but they are legit. They are fucking legit, and they have really great matches. I felt like they had a really great chemistry with the Grizzled Young Veterans. The crowd was absolutely behind them, and I thought that this was fun. This was really, really fun, and seeing a match like this gives me slight hope for AEW's tag division. Outrunners take the win with, I believe it was like a roll-up or something like that. When I tell you, the second the ref counted 3, They ran up out of there because they know the Grizzly Young Veterans going to whoop their ass. And honestly, I am okay with that. I am okay with the Outrunners having their little win streak right now. What is it? They're two and like God knows how many matches they lost prior to that. Whatever the situation is, the Outrunners, their money. They've been selling merch like crazy for the company. People are recognizing these guys for the talent that they have. They love their personality. They love everything they got going on. Tony Khan, we'll see if you do the right thing when it comes to the Outrunners. After this, Britt Baker basically thrown herself into the AEW Women's Championship division. And honestly, I'm just like, wait a minute. So you couldn't be CEO for the TBS title. So the right thing for you to do is to throw yourself into the women's title picture. I honestly don't understand that concept, but okay. She's ready to get her hands on that title. Now, right after that, Willow Nightingale's back there with a conglomeration, and I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. Rocky Romero's over there too. Pastor Briscoe back there. They all back there. Long story short, she wants to get her hands on Mariah May too. And honestly, I wasn't sure where they were going on Dynamite because it seemed like both of these ladies definitely want to get their hands on the title. They confirmed that for Collision. We'll end up seeing what happens with that a little bit later after Willow Nightingale ended up leaving because her match is up next with Trish Adora. We get a whole sermon from Pastor Briscoe. Pastor Briscoe mentions Chris Jericho and how he's going to get his ass later on. Then he goes on preaching about how Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly is going to be going against the Premier Athletes. All this foolishness, whatever the situation is. Conglomeration, I'm fucking over it. After this, we get Willow Nightingale versus Trish Adora. Trish Adora, that's my girl. Oh my God, I love her. This was a really great match with the ladies. Trish Adora, she hasn't been on Collision for quite some time, but very talented. Both these ladies have spent quite some time in Japan this year. They've been having some success, more success for Willow. But Trish Adora, man, I wish they could put her on TV a lot more so people can see how talented she is. This was a really fun matchup. You got a chance to see the best of both these ladies. Great chemistry. Trish Adora, she needs a little bit more TV time, Tony Khan. Willow Nightingale obviously is blessed and highly favored, so she ends up taking the win here. And I'm absolutely cool with that. During this match, though, Mariah May is sitting front row. And she ends up trying to slap Willow after the match. And then they get into their own little scuffle right after that. Now, a little bit later, we do have Mariah. She's back there with Lexi Nair. And then Christopher Daniels come out there, who's playing general manager, whatever his role is in the company. Long story short, he's saying that, DMD wants to get their hands on you. Willow wants to get their hands on you. What we're going to end up doing is on Title Tuesday, these two girls are going to go at it. Whoever wins that match on Title Tuesday will go against Mariah May at Wrestle Dream. And honestly, it's going to be DMD. Now, here we are with our boy Wheeler Yuta back there. He has a match against Beef coming up. And what's interesting is, before he can even really say anything, Claudio Pack, Marina Shafir came out. And I'm just like, I know you're not going to beat him up before his match. But Claudio tells Marina and everybody else in the room to get the fuck out of here. Let me talk to Wheeler Yuta. Now everybody leaves. And it's just Claudio and it's just Wheeler Yuta. Claudio is being so sweet and saying how much he cares for Wheeler, how much he loves him and all the things that they've done for him. Wheeler Yuta is just like, I've given you the best years of my life and look at what you guys have done. I can't believe that you would do something like this. And it was so interesting because I was just like, wait a minute, Claudio, you're the bad guy, but you're being so nice. Like, what's going on here? He's like, look, I'll do anything for you. What has Brian done for you? And he's like, no matter what, I'll always be here for you. And I'm just like, oh, this is a love story I didn't even know I wanted. Long story short, I don't know what's happening here with the story. This can go so many ways, and I love the drama because you get that little family dysfunction. And Wheeler Yuta, even after this, seems even more confused in terms of where the hell he falls into this whole thing. So it's really, really interesting. We do have Wheeler Yuta in his match with Beef, and this was all right. I mean, this ain't too much. Beef is a newcomer in AEW Ring of Honor. He's more featured in Ring of Honor. He is the cousin by marriage to our boy Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry, you had the nerve to wear a tank top when you could have just came out with just some shorts. I can't even believe it. The match was okay. I'm glad Beef is getting some time, not only on Rampage, but on Collision too. So Tony Khan, thank you for doing that. You know, acts like Outrunners or Beef or whatever, people really do like these guys, and they are actually talented wrestlers. So I would love to see a little bit more from Beef, you know, in the future. Willa Yuta, though, despite Claudio being in his head and talking about what has Brian done for you and all that stuff, he ends up using the cattle mutilation again as a finisher. So that means he's paying homage to Danielson. He's like, you know what? Regardless of what everyone else is telling me, I still love my boy Danielson. Now, while this is over, he still looks a little bit, I don't know, he looks a little bit conflicted with things. And then we see off in the crowd, Moxley, Pac, Marina, Claudio, they all was over there watching from the crowd. And Wheeler Yuta didn't know that. Now that's interesting because Moxley just ended up walking away like a disappointed father. But we'll end up seeing what ended up happening with that. Part of me is really feeling like Wheeler Yuta's just gonna join the dark side and end up joining you know, the rest of the guys and leaving Danielson all alone. But we'll see what ends up happening at the pay-per-view. After this, Hook is back there talking about whoever it was that attacked my dad, come say it to my face. And I was like, say what to your face? What the fuck? They didn't say nothing to your daddy. They whooped his ass and left him for dead in a parking lot. They didn't say nothing. They whooped his ass. Now look, I'm just gonna say it, and I'm really trying to be open-minded about the whole Hook thing. Hook, the way he was speaking, I don't hear it. I don't feel it at all in terms of somebody hurt my dad and I'm gonna whoop their ass. I just did something about it. He needs some acting class or something. I don't know. Up next, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy teaming up to go against the Premier Athletes. Josh Woods is ringside with a jacket on, which is totally unnecessary. Mark Sterling is over there too. This is really interesting because I thought this was a great match, but the predictability was killing it for me. Absolutely killing it for me because Premier Athletes, they are so great in the ring. Oh my gosh, they're so talented. Arya Davari. Josh Woods wasn't in this, but he's super talented as well. Tony Nese and them abs. Lord have mercy. They're all talented, but it's just like over and over again, conglomeration. Every motherfucking time these guys are in the ring, they are winning, and I'm bugging over it. So I don't even really need to go into details about this. But we did have Mark Sterling, who's obviously being annoying ringside and getting involved whenever he could, and even got into the ring to fight. But then obviously Rocky Romero out there, Pastor Briscoe ended up coming shutting shit down, and Orange Cassidy ends up taking the win with a beach break, while what's his name, Kyle O'Reilly has Arya Davari in the guillotine. They're not even the legal men, and Arya Davari is tapping. Meanwhile, Orange Cassidy is you know, pinning Tony Nese. I'm over it. I'm just so fucking over it. I'm done. After this, Lance Archer back there attacking people in the parking lot, and then Uncle Don come up to him and he goes, are you still with not Justin Roberts, Jake Roberts? He says, Jake the Snake Roberts still representing you? And then he goes and finished beat up one of them useless security guards or whoever it was. And then he goes on, I think he says yes. He says something, or maybe he growled at him. One of the two. I don't know what we do in Uncle Don. I don't think you need to be recruiting anybody else when Takeshita don't have a title. Focus on getting that title on Takeshita, and then you can recruit whoever the hell you want to recruit. Now, up next, we do have CEO and Camille. They're doing a little interviews, just saying nothing but positive things about themselves. Then here comes our girl, Chris Statlander, who interrupts these bitches, like she said, and tells them to watch her match that's going to be coming up a little bit later. Pretty much what Camille did to her on Rampage last night. Now, here they are. It's the middle of the show, and they do what they always do, which is give us the luchadors, or pretty much the high flyers. We have Commander. We have Nick Wayne, Action Andretti, and Hologram for the kids. And I'm just going to be honest. It's just like, oh, okay, Hologram is going to take the win. Let's see what everybody else can do in this match. It was great to see Nick Wayne being part of something. Action Andretti, who's been feeling, man, Action Andretti, I'm gonna talk about Action Andretti in a little bit after the match. I thought this was great. Really fun match. Commander back was taped up. Commander, I hope you're okay. I hope you seen your chiropractor or whoever it is that's gonna help with that back issue you got going on, because he is taped up. Alex Abrahantes, he's there for whatever reason. I don't know. I felt like this was really great chemistry. We've never actually had Commander versus Hologram one-on-one, which I would love to see. I don't think Hologram has gone one-on-one with any of these guys. Honestly, I was kind of like, okay, whoever wins this, what do they get? Nothing. There's nothing for whoever wins this. You just get another win, which is Commander with his 13th straight win in AEW. So this is undefeated streak. He has 13 wins under his belt, and honestly, I think he's talented in the ring. However, you haven't won me over, Hologram. Maybe if you bring your birth certificate to show me how old you are, that might help. But personality and things like that needs to come to play too. Hologram, I don't know. I have not connected with Hologram at this point. Now after this, I'll tell you who I am connected to. Beast Mortos. Oh my God. Oh, Beast Mortos. I'm in love. I am so in love with Beast Mortos. I need him to know. Te quiero, papi. Te quiero. Anyway, Beast Mortos is back there to do his interview. And out of the blue, here comes the Undisputed Kingdom, who was just like, Beast Mortals, what the fuck is happening? We've been chilling. You know, we have our thing going on. And all of a sudden, the other week, you over there getting together with LFI. To be honest, like every other week, Beast Mortos is with another group. So we haven't really had true like confirmation that Beast Mortos is with LFI. But for a while, he was rolling with the Undisputed Kingdom, and not only that, but he was a lawyer for our boy Matt Taven. So like, what's going on? They're feeling some type of way about Beast Mortos, and all they're doing is confusing my boy. The whole time Beast Mortos is growling, he's confused, he's shaking his head, he don't know what's going on. And honestly, I think he would be a good fit for LFI, but I also think he would be a good fit for the Undisputed Kingdom. Whatever the situation is, Beast Mortos, you would fit better if you were in my home. I would love that. After this, Chris Statlander goes against Zoe Lynn. Zoe Lynn, and I knew it, because as soon as I saw her, I said, where have I seen this homegirl before? She was the one who got beat up by Camille on Rampage. Now, I'm just like, this is going to be Statlander doing a squash too. It's a squash. Well, basically 2 moves just like Camille did on Rampage. Tony Khan. Look at my face. Do I look impressed to you? I'm not impressed. After the CEO Camille come out there, long story short, Camille beat up on Statlander. And honestly, I like where this is going. I can't wait to see what happens with that. So now we have Darby Allin complaining about whatever he feel like complaining. Oh, Brody King, I'm the one who called Tony Khan to tell him that Brody King needs to be employed in his company, blah, 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 blah. I'm the reason why you have everything you have. Darby, nobody cares. Nobody cares. He's calling out Brody to meet him on Title Tuesday. They need to meet up before they have their match at Wrestle Dream. I can't even believe it's Brody King going against Darby. We could have did better with this. I'm over it. After this, they let us know that CEO is going to be going against Emi Sakura for Title Tuesday. Both of Mercedes titles are on the line, and I can't wait to see Our Highness come back. It was her birthday yesterday. She turned 48, and she is still just so, not just beautiful, but still moving in that ring so gracefully. Can't wait to see how that match turned out. Now, here we are with the main event. We do have Private Party, House of Black versus, well, all three of these teams. So House of Black versus Top Flight versus Private Party. Whoever wins this will go against the Young Bucks for the tag titles at Wrestle Dream. Wow, I'm looking at this. I'm just like, you know what, I love all these teams. I really do. But House of Black, if they won, I would be okay with it. I would love to see them go for the tag titles. However, God had other plans, and long story short, what ended up happening here was, for me, I thought House of Black was looking a little bit stronger. I think all the teams did look great, but House of Black, something about it made me feel like they were on the verge of taking the W here. However, Action Andretti, I don't know what's going on with him, went out there and went into business for himself, and then he ends up throwing water and water bottle at Buddy Matthews, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Now, House of Black is distracted by this foolishness with Action Andretti. Now, you would think that with that going on, that Action Andretti, distracting House of Black would have helped Top Flight take the win, and instead we had Private Party take the win with a gin and juice. And I couldn't even believe it. I was just like, wait a minute, god damn, you know what? It's not that I didn't want Private Party to win. I just, at that moment, I'm just looking at House of Black like, why not? Why not let them have the title shot? Long story short, y'all, Action Andretti had lost his damn mind quite a while ago. That right there is opening the doors to problems with Action Andretti and Top Flight and crew. So that's interesting. House of Black, I guess we're going to do something with them and Top Flight. I have no clue. But Private Party did win their opportunity to go for the tag titles at the pay-per-view. So we'll see what happens with that. I would like to see them have this match at Wrestle Dream, and if they won, holy shit, that would be amazing. But honestly, I don't know if that's the route that they're going to go. This is a really young team that could really take the win. This would be a really big step in the tag division. Not just a tag division, but I think within the younger generation of wrestlers that we have in AEW, where it's just like we keep seeing a lot of veterans keep constantly taking titles and things like that, when really a lot of these young guys are ready to be champions, and we just got to take the chance on them. Tony Khan, you hear that? Take the chance on these young cats, because some of these guys are really deserving, and you'll never know what they can do as champions if you never put the titles on them. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back on Tuesday. Yes, you heard me. Tuesday for Title Tuesday Dynamite on Tuesday. Whoever want to watch NXT, y'all go over there and watch NXT. But if you want to watch Dynamite, come to WrestleTati's channel for a watch along. And if not, I will still be giving you guys the review. See you guys then. Bye.